Alexa, play jazz. Thank you. EW96C. La da 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 da. Still waiting on a bunch of people. Morgan, Layla, Jana, Mia, what are you waiting on? Aries, Miss Barr, Dylan, Caden, Aaron.
Miss K.
Yep.
It keeps kicking me on and it keeps kicking me off of Nearpod.
That must be your it might be your internet. It might be your internet. See if anybody is, yep. Here you are. Actually, it'd be 40 divided by 4 equals 10, and 40 divided by 2 equals 20. But both answers are correct. All right. Next one. Listen carefully. It says, write the numbers that have 6 as a factor. You can circle these. All you have to do is circle them. Make it easy on yourself. Ooh, Lord have mercy, you all need to practice. Should have circled these two. 54 and 42, that's it. Prove that 3 and 2 are factors of 54 and 42 using associative property. Let's do it this way. Need to. And 2 people get kicked out. All right. You need both of them. Aiden. You need both. An associative property, sort of like when we did the balloons. Let me see if I can just erase the bunch of this. Think of it like when we did the balloons. So you'd be doing like 54, which would be broken down 30 and 24. 30 divided by 3 equals 10. 24 divided by 3 equals 8, which equals 18. 54 divided by 2, you'd break that down. 54 would be, you could do 40 and 14. End up being 27. And then 42, it would be 30 divided by 3 equals 10. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. And then 40 and 2, which would end up being 21. All right. Circle. Which numbers have 8 as a factor? Just circle which numbers have 8 as a factor. Da 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 da. Keep going, Aaron. You're good. Yeah. You should have gotten 40 and 64 because 8 times 8 is 64. 5 times 8 is 40. All right. We're not going to do this associative property. Now, we now know that multiples are, for any number, are infinity. They go to infinity. They keep going on forever. How is that different from factors of a number? How is that different from factors of a number? Can anyone tell me? You can only have so many factors, right? Because only so many numbers can go into multiplying a number, correct? Multiples, all you're doing is you're skip counting until you get sick of skip counting. Factors, there's only so many ways you can multiply, say like for 24. Are there an infinite number of factors for 24? No, there's 1, 24, 2, 12, 3, 8, 6, 4. There's 8 factors for a number. So they don't go on forever and ever. The factors are for a number are set. All right, now all we want you to do is to write down as many multiples of 3 as you can in the next 20 seconds. On your marks, get set, and start with the number 3. Go. Write them down. And time is up. Hit submit. We have got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Had a lot of people who didn't bother even to participate as usual. The factors of 3. That's easy. 3 is a prime number. So you should be able to list the factors that quickly. 3 is a prime number, so you should be able to list the factors of 3 quite quickly. Here we go. 1 and 3. Very nicely done, Victoria. Very nicely done. All right. Now they want you to do 2 different things. They want you to list the first 10 multiples of 4 and then list the factors of 4.
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
We just went to the bathroom not even 15 minutes ago. What were you doing? Literally just got back from the restroom. Hurry up. I can't understand why we don't get anything done. Yeah, we just had a 10-minute potty break. What does he ask me? Can I go to the bathroom? All right, this is what you should have gotten. Oh, Miss Farr did not pay attention to the directions. You, for the first 10 multiples, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. The factors of 4 are 1, 4, 2, and 2. First 10 multiples of 5 and the factors of 5. Get busy. I suggest you do the factors of 5 first. All right, you should just about be done. All right, Baron, give me the factors of 5 now, and you'll be done. Hit submit. You've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. The factors of 5 are 1 and 5. That is it. All right. Now, look at the chart in front of you. What is the smallest prime number on the chart that you see? What is the smallest prime number? It should be the number what? Go ahead, Ms. Farr, what is it?
1.
1, very nicely done. What is the greatest composite number that you see? What's the largest composite number on this chart?
100.
100, how do you know?
Because that's the greatest number.
And it has more than 2 factors, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, what we'd like you to do is we want you to shade in the color red. Take down at the bottom where you got the highlighter, click on it and click red and then shade in the number 1. Pretty simple. Then hit submit. Johnny, hit submit. Hit submit. Oh, my sweet Jesus.
I did submit it.
Oh, it just says in progress. It should look like this. All right. All right, let's see what they want us to do next. Then it says circle the first unmarked number. All right. First unmarked number, that's easy. You should circle the what, ladies and gentlemen? Waiting on Mia, Morgan, Sanaya, Chloe, Aries, Caden, Dylan, Christopher, Aaron, Tabby. All right. Jamari said you should have circled this number. You should have circled it too, because that was the first unmarked number. All right. Cross off all of those multiples except for the ones that we circled. So basically we're skip counting by 2. Got it? So just cross off every multiple for that number except for the one you circled. Go through and cross off all the multiples of that. Should look like that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And once you figured it out, anything that ends in a 2, a 4, a 6, a 8, or a 0, you should have crossed off. All right, we got it. Oh, Chloe got kicked out. All right. Now, circle the first unmarked number, which is 3, right? And then do all of the multiples of that. All right. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm going to do it I'm going to do mine in a different color. All right. Would this be correct? Can 3 go into 29?
Mm,
No.
No.
No, it's not. So this does not follow that same pattern that the 2s do.
No.
So keep going. All right. Let's take a look. My sharing is not wanting to share. There we go. All right. 6, 9, 15, 21. So these go all over. So these go down. If you take a look, these go down every 3, starting from 1, don't they? Just about. It goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, then 1. Then none of these, then 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. So there's every other, like every 2 it goes down. All right. Let's take a look. Now what do they want us to do? It says circle the first unmarked number and repeat the next. So if you did this, this is what it would look like. The numbers that are circled on here are all of your prime numbers. All the numbers that are circled are all of your prime numbers. Those are all of your prime numbers. All right. So this is what you end up with, right? So all of these circled numbers are prime numbers. That means they only have 2 factors, 1 in itself. All right. Let's keep going. We're going to keep going. Now, I want you guys to go to the problem set. So I'm going to stop this Nearpod. I want you guys to open up your math books. I'm going to stop sharing this. I want you guys to open up your math books and go to page 128.
Miss K, can I use the restroom?
Yeah, actually, we've already done these. Go ahead and go to the restroom. What we're going to do is in the chat. I'm going to open up the chat here in just a second. I want you to tell me what you noticed, especially if you guys did the homework from yesterday. What did you notice about, there we go, about when you colored in and you X'd off? What did you notice? And I still have people who did not do exit ticket 24 from yesterday. So in the chat box, tell me what you noticed. $25. in the chat box. Tell me what you noticed. Then I'm going to go ahead and add today's exit ticket in the chat box. There you go. Here is your exit ticket. Here is your exit tickets. Nice. Some of the numbers were circled more than once. Nice. It was hard to do because I made it. What can you add? Sanaya, come off of mute. What did you mean it was hard to do because when I tried to do it, it made a big mistake? Can you explain what that means a little bit more for me so I can understand what you're talking about?
When I was writing, it's why.
Oh, so it was because of the sheet, not because of something you did.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it now. Thank you, honey. So we saw that some stuff was circled more than once. Why do you think, Aiden? Do you think it was circled more than once?
Because some of them have the same multiples.
Some of them had the same multiples. Okay. Now, before you now, in your chat box, in the chat box, not your chat box, is today's exit ticket. Wait a minute. Why are we so, I am off. Yeah, I am way off. Not exit ticket. I want you to do in your problem set, I do want you to do for lesson 25, I want you to go ahead and I want you to get your colored pencils out yet again. And I want you to do just like we did. Let me see if my thing is on. Yep, just like we just did in Nearpod. So if you, it should be on page 127 of your book. Now, the biggest thing about doing this is you need to make sure that you're following the instructions. The biggest thing about this is following the instructions. So the very first thing it says to do is follow the directions, right? And it says shade the number 1 in red. All right. Then I want you guys to do the rest of this. Hopefully you have your books. I want you to do the rest of this in your book. Because like Sanaya said, she had problems with it on the Nearpod. So the first thing they said is to shade the number 1 red. Once you do that, cross it off so that you know that you've done it. So Caden, what's the second instruction they tell us to do? And we're not participating. What's the second instruction, Aaron? Do you have your book out? Mia, what's the second instruction?
Circle the first unmarked number.
What number would that be? Chloe,
Two.
thank you. So go ahead and circle that. All right, we've done that. I'm gonna cross that off. All right, now what do I do? What do they want us to do down, Mr. Mitchell, who's not sitting up? So I know you can't be working in your math book. What is the next instruction that they tell us to do? Just a second, Mr. Mitchell. Victoria, it should be page 127.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it should be, but I know that sometimes our pages are off. Okay, Mr. Mitchell, what's the next instruction? Read.
Cross off everything multiple of that number except the one you circle if it's already crossed of it. Skip.
Does that make sense? Is that the word of?
Off. Skip it.
Okay, so what's the next number I should cross, or what's the first number I should cross off?
3.
Is 3 a multiple of 2?
No.
Okay. So what would be the first number we cross off?
2.
It says cross off every multiple except the one you circled. So are we crossing off the number 2?
No.
Okay, so what's the next what's the number we cross off? Thank you, Sanaya. Sanaya said 4. Okay, so Sanaya just gave you some help there. So what would be the next number you cross off, Mr. Mitchell?
8.
Does anybody agree or disagree with Mr. Mitchell? You can just, why do you disagree?
Because I think it's 6.
Why would it be 6, honey?
Because 6 comes before 8.
Thank you. And 6 is also a what of 2? What's our word
Factor.
using? Not a factor. It's a
multiple of 2.
Thank you. Who just said that?
Victoria.
Victoria, yay! Good job, my love. All right. So now what's the next number, Mr. Mitchell?
8.
Okay. Do you see a pattern emerging, Mr. Mitchell? What's the pattern?
It's skip counting by 2s.
All right. So I want you to finish that, Mr. Mitchell. All right. Finish that out. Do you have your book? Excellent. All right. Riley, do you understand what we're doing? Do you have your book? Or is it still over at the other house that you moved from?
I got my pencils and things and stuff.
Okay, cool beans. If you don't, oh wait.
But I just don't have my math book.
Okay. How can I have you do this?